once you have the lockdown and you suspend democracy, which is what's happened, and you enter a tyranny that can only be described as fascistic, there are no legalities for humans anymore, because the government does what it likes. And it's not the politicians, they're just clueless. It's the dark suits behind the government that drive it. So that's only one step from the microchip, which is where they want to go. Of course, there will be no human race as we know it if we don't get our arses in gear now, worldwide. And people have said to me over the years, Brian, a few people can't control the world, that's ridiculous. They've got half the frickin' world locked down under house arrest, tiny few people, in a matter of weeks. What do you mean they can't? They are. So, how long are we going to take it? How long are we going to take it? Of course, the next thing they'll start doing is sorting out the food. What can put people under more dependency than the state controlling food? And you know, I'll tell you where this is going. I've said this before, but this is where it's going. They're moving eventually into a situation where food as we've known it will go. It will be synthetic food. What industry has been destroyed as much as any in the world as a result of this lockdown? Restaurants and etc. And they're not meant to exist in the long term, because they want to control food. Because if they control food, they control you. Because if you don't do what you said, you don't get any food. This is where we're going, and ultimately to the AI connection to the human brain, where we won't even be thinking our own thoughts anymore. AI will be doing our thinking for us.
Is that through the nanotechnology in
the
vaccine?
I mean, but they're telling us, Brian. This guy Ray Kurzweil, another bleeding psychopath, in Silicon Valley, a Google executive, he says by 2030, humans will start to have their brains connected to AI. And these are his words, not mine. When that happens, AI will do more and more of human thinking until eventually human thinking as we know it will be virtually negligible. There is words I summarize. Now, we have a guy called Elon Musk. I did mention he was a psychopath, didn't I? And he came out some years ago, you might remember, said, AI could be the end of humanity. Yeah, right. And you know that. And so what does he do? He starts a company called Neuralink to connect the human brain to computers, right? And he also runs this SpaceX organization putting the satellites up, but he also runs Tesla cars, right? And they're electric cars, right? Electric cars. Why, British government's just done it, why are they phasing out petrol cars and diesel cars? Because where they're going is autonomous vehicles where the computer will decide where you can go. Petrol car, you get in it, you drive where you want to go. When you're in an autonomous car, you will go only to the limits that the computer will take the car. And those computers will be encoded so that you go nowhere the government doesn't want you to go. And now, you can't have autonomous cars and petrol cars and diesel cars. So they're phasing out petrol and diesel on this ludicrous idea that humans are causing climate change, which is another 1% hoax run by computer models out of the same people that are running the computer models of the so-called virus. Everything you do and everything you purchase, A, we will know about, and B, we can decide any time if you can purchase or not. Because if you go into a store now, though, again, not as much as a few weeks ago, and you hand over a credit card, digital money, and they try your card, and they say, sorry, it won't take your card. Computer won't take your card. So, okay, I'll pay cash then. So when there's no cash, and note, because this it's just such crap. Anyway, so when cash is gone, which is the idea, and you only have digital money, and what it's planned to be is everything on your microchip. See, totalitarian tiptoe, step, 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 step. They've now gone to your phone. They've gone from your cash, they've gone now from your credit card, and they've gone to your phone. So now it's digital, phone, everything on the phone, and that phone becomes the microchip. It's only one step away now. It's all in my books in the 90s. And so you go into a store and you pay with your chip or your whatever. And they say, sorry, computer won't take your card. Or it won't take your digital money. So how are you going to purchase now? You ain't. And dissidents of this system, of which I will be one to my last frickin' breath, will go off the Christmas card list of the computer very early on. It's all about total and utter control.
Which is what they do in China now.
Yeah,
again.
yeah. And as I was saying, this Hunger Games society is supposed to be it is fascism, it is communism, which are different names for the same tyrannies, really. Centralization of power in the hands of the few. But the real name, although the fascism and the communism, the way it plays out is basically the same, but the way it's done is different. It's a technocracy they're creating. And technocracies, a global technocracy, and technocracies are defined as societies that are controlled by bureaucrats, not elected politicians. They're going. That's the plan. They're going. The more they can discredit politicians in the public mind, the more the public will say, oh yeah, well they're useless anyway, yeah, let's have a technocracy. So it's run by bureaucrats, by scientists, by engineers, by technocrats. All these people in Silicon Valley are technocrats. And already the technocrats of Silicon Valley, and we should not forget Israel either, because that's the second Silicon Valley of the world.